I never thought I'd see the day when a group of middle-aged HOA board members tried to arrest me in front of my own house, but that's exactly what happened. And here's the kicker. I'm a federal agent. Yeah, you heard that right. Fake HOA. Police thought they could intimidate me. An actual FBI agent. But let me rewind because this story doesn't start with handcuffs. It starts with a letter. It was a quiet Friday morning. I'd just finished my coffee and was getting ready for a weekend trip when I saw it taped to my door. Final warning, violation notice. Now, I'd had run-ins with my HOA before, mostly about ridiculous things. They once complained my American flag was too large. Another time, they fined me because my trash can lid wasn't fully closed. But this one, it was different. Bold red letters, threatening language. And at the bottom, a signature that made my eyebrows shoot up, Officer in Command, HOA Enforcement Division. The officer in front of me crossed his arms, trying to look menacing. Behind him, the other two shifted uncomfortably, like rookies playing dress-up. I noticed their patches, black shields with the words Community Enforcement Unit stitched in gold thread. Definitely not standard issue. "You're coming with us," the leader said, voice low and firm. "Don't make this harder than it has to be." I tilted my head like I was considering it. "And where exactly are you taking me?" He smirked. "HOA headquarters. You'll face the board for disciplinary action." That almost broke me. I wanted to laugh so badly. Headquarters? It's a rec center with a pool and a printer that jams every 10 minutes. But I kept my cool. "All right," I said slowly. "Mind if I grab my jacket?" The fake cop hesitated, then nodded. "Make it quick." I walked inside, leaving the door wide open so my neighbors could keep watching. My phone was in my pocket. With a couple of quick taps, I hit record. If they wanted to play cops and robbers, I'd give them the stage and the footage. When I stepped back outside, one of the men pulled out handcuffs. Not real ones. Cheap, shiny ones that rattled like toys. "Hands behind your back," he ordered. That was my re-hook moment. I raised my eyebrows and asked loud enough for the neighbors to hear. "Wait, you're actually arresting me? Under HOA law?" There were gasps from across the street. Curtains twitched. A couple of phones came out, recording. Perfect. The more eyes, the better. "Yes," the leader snapped. "You've broken multiple codes. We have authority to detain." I stared at him, dead serious. "Authority from who? God? Monopoly Man? Because last I checked, HOAs don't have jails." The guy's face reddened. "We are the law here." Oh, that was gold. Absolute comedy gold. That's when the HOA president herself appeared. A tall woman in her 50s, perfectly pressed suit, clipboard tucked under her arm like a weapon. She strutted across the street, heels clicking, lips pursed in satisfaction. "Is he in custody yet?" she asked the fake cops. "Almost," the leader replied. "He's resisting." "Resisting?" I said, incredulous. "Lady, I'm mowing my lawn. You showed up with cosplay mall cops and a printer paper warrant. Who's resisting who?" Her eyes narrowed. "You've ignored too many violations. Your unapproved flagpole, your driveway oil stains, your grass length. We warned you." "My grass length?" I repeated, loud enough for the whole neighborhood. "You're trying to arrest me over grass?" Laughter rippled from the neighbors watching. But the president wasn't laughing. She leaned closer, lowering her voice so only I could hear. "You think you're smarter than us? You think you can break the rules and embarrass this community? But you'll learn. Everyone learns." That was the moment I realized. This wasn't just about grass or flags. This was about power. She wanted control. She wanted to make an example out of me. Too bad she picked the wrong example. The fake cops tried to usher me toward the SUV. That's when I planted my feet and said loudly, "All right, if you're really arresting me, I have one request." The leader frowned. "What?" "Read me my rights." He blinked. "You know," I continued, "Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent." That whole thing, The man stammered. You don't get rights. This is HOA property. The audience, my neighbors, burst into chatter. Phones were recording from every angle now. Busted. I let the silence hang for a moment. Then I stepped closer, my voice calm, but sharp enough to cut glass. You've got 10 seconds to leave my property, or I stop pretending. And trust me, you don't want me to stop pretending. The leader puffed his chest. Or what? You'll call the cops? We are the cops here. I smiled, slowly, coldly. Oh, buddy. You have no idea who you're messing with. Enforcement Division, HOA police? I almost laughed. HOAs don't have police. At best, they hire some underpaid security guard to cruise around in a golf cart with a blinking yellow light. But something about this letter felt off. Fast forward 2 days later. I'm mowing my lawn, minding my business, when a black SUV pulls up. Out step 3 men in dark, tactical-looking uniforms. They've got badges clipped to their belts, but not the kind you see from real law enforcement. These were shiny pieces of tin that looked like they came from eBay. One of them, tall, bulky, trying way too hard to look tough, steps forward. Are you my last name? He barks. Yeah, I say calmly, shutting off the mower. You're under violation of multiple HOA codes. You've ignored repeated warnings. We're here to issue an arrest. I almost choke, holding back laughter. An arrest? From the HOA? I glance around. My neighbors are peeking through their blinds. A couple of them even stepped outside to see what's going on. Great. Just what I needed. Now here's the thing. If I'd flashed my badge right then and there, the whole show would have ended. These clowns would have tucked tail and run. But part of me wanted to see how far they'd take this charade, so instead I played dumb. An arrest, huh? I said, raising an eyebrow. And under what authority? The guy smirked, pulled out a piece of paper, and waved it like it was the U.S. Constitution. This here is a warrant of detainment, issued by the HOA Enforcement Division. You failed to comply with Code 17B, 22C, and 41A. He might as well have said, you broke the rules of monopoly. But I kept a straight face. And if I don't comply, I asked, then we'll have no choice but to detain you and bring you to the HOA president for disciplinary action. That line almost made me burst out laughing. Disciplinary action? What were they going to do? Make me write lines on a chalkboard? But I nodded slowly. All right, let's see this through. And that, my friends, is how I found myself being arrested by fake HOA police. What they didn't know was that they were walking straight into a trap of their own making, because while they were busy waving around fake warrants, I had a real one locked and loaded, issued by the United States government. The HOA president folded her arms, smug as a cat with a trapped mouse. You heard the officer, she said. You're coming with us, whether you like it or not. The officer snapped the toy cuffs open with a loud clack, trying to intimidate me. Last warning, hands behind your back. I didn't move. Instead, I tilted my head slightly, studying him the way a chess player studies an opponent about to make the worst possible move. Interesting, I said slowly. So you're arresting me without reading me my rights on the authority of a homeowners association? That's correct, the man barked. Now quit stalling. The president smiled, victory gleaming in her eyes. You thought you could ignore us. You thought you were above the rules. But now, the rules are above you. Neighbors gasped. Some whispered. Phones zoomed in. The stage was set. That's when one of the men, clearly less confident than the leader, shifted uncomfortably. He whispered, just loud enough for me to catch. Maybe we should call this in. I mean, what if he... The leader snapped, shut up, stay in line. Ah, cracks in the armor. I decided to push. So, which police academy did you guys train at? I asked, feigning curiosity. No answer. What precinct are you out of? Silence. What radio frequency are you operating on? The leader's jaw tightened. He knew he was cornered, but pride wouldn't let him back down. We don't answer to you, he snapped. We answer to the HOA. Bingo. The president stepped closer, clipboard clutched like a weapon. You can either cooperate peacefully or we'll have to escalate. I'll add resisting arrest to your record. My record? I asked, eyebrows raised. Funny, because last I checked, you don't have access to criminal databases. She smirked. We have our ways. That line nearly killed me. Your ways? What did she mean? Checking the neighborhood Facebook group. But I stayed calm, cold, measured. The neighbors were eating it up. Some were even filming in landscape mode, which, let's be honest, is when you know things are serious. This was no longer just a stupid HOA stunt. This was public theater. And I was about to bring the curtain down. The leader finally had enough. He lunged forward, snapping the toy cuffs onto my wrist. The cheap metal pinched, but didn't lock properly. Amateur hour. There, he said, triumphantly. You're under arrest. That was my cue. I leaned in, so close he could see the reflection of his own fake badge in my sunglasses. And I whispered, just for him. Wrong move! The tension hit its peak. Every neighbor was silent. Even the HOA president stopped smirking. And then, I reached into my jacket. For a moment, the fake cops froze, eyes wide, probably thinking I was pulling a weapon. But what I pulled out was far scarier to them. A leather case. Black. Worn. Official. I flipped it open with one hand. The gold badge inside gleamed in the sunlight. Federal Bureau of Investigation, I said, voice sharp as a blade. And you three? You're under arrest. Gasps erupted. Neighbors shouted. Phones zoomed in closer. The fake cop's face drained of color. The president actually stumbled. Back a step. What? She stammered. That's fake. That has to be fake. I smiled. The kind of smile that carries years of training behind it. Lady, I said, locking eyes with her, do you really want to test that theory? And just when they thought they had me in their fake cuffs, I pulled out something they never expected, my FBI badge. But that was only the beginning. Because what happened next? The HOA president wasn't ready for it. The fake cops weren't ready for it. And even my neighbors couldn't believe what they saw. Want to know how it all went down? Make sure you hit that subscribe button and catch next part, because trust me, this HOA nightmare is about to explode. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done if fake HOA cops tried to arrest you? I'll see you in the next video.